Hey guys, Matt Halpern here on behalf of Getgood Drums. A lot of drummers are very apprehensive to take advantage of using drum samples or drum programming. I really just wanted to take a second and express my opinion of it because maybe it'll change some people's mind and maybe people will look at it as a much more helpful tool, which is how I look at it. So I use drum programming as a way to really hone all of the drum parts that I will eventually record on live drums for the recordings that we do with Periphery. And I feel like without having the ability to program those drums, it'd be a lot more of a risky scenario for me to go into the studio and hope that I nail everything, but then also to hope that I'll like the parts after I record it, because that's really the biggest thing. I'm sure some of you guys have gone into the studio, you're limited on time, you lay down your part, you think it's really good there, but then a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by after you've had a chance to really sit with the sounds and sit with the drum parts, and you're probably hearing, maybe I could have done this differently, or maybe when I play it live, I'm going to do this part, or oh man, I should have done this fill or this groove. That's exactly why drum programming is so great, because the minute that you write a song or that you're contributing to the writing process, what you should do is have an opportunity to sit down at a computer and program in some basic drum parts that you can get started with, okay? It's good for a couple reasons. One, it's great for the foundation of the song. A lot of times, if you have someone in your band who writes the guitar parts or writes the music, they already have a basic idea of where they want it to go. So for them, by them programming an initial foundation or initial skeleton, it gives you an idea of where to start, which is always a really good thing to know about. But then from there, you can really start to experiment with the ideas you have, and you can just click the sounds in place so quickly. So if you hear a fill that you want to test out, you can instantly program it in, listen to it, and then decide if it's awesome or if it's not, and you can, move on to something else. The other benefit, which kind of relates to what I was talking about before, is that you could program this full-on drum track to a song. You guys finish the arrangement, you love it, you sit with it for a couple weeks before you have the studio booked, and then you realize, oh wait, I don't really like these parts. Well, what you can do then is you can go back and you can reprogram them, you can make them sound the way you want, and then once you really feel good about the parts, then you can commit time to getting into the practice room, learning the real drum parts based on what you programmed, getting the motions down so that when you go into the studio, you've had a chance to memorize the parts, you've had a chance to really make sure you love the parts, you've had a chance to make sure that you've actually played through them and you feel good about them physically, so that when you get to the studio, you're already playing like an ace and you can nail the parts right away, and you're absolutely going to be happy with them after the fact. We just finished recording Periphery's third album, Periphery 3, Select Difficulty, and on this record, this was the exact same formula that I used. So we programmed all the parts initially. Over a couple weeks, we kind of made refinements to them. We made some changes to them. Once we settled on the parts, I practiced them. I made sure that everything felt right, everything sounded right, and by the time I got to the studio, I was really comfortable, and I'm really happy with the parts now. I've been known as a drummer who likes to improvise, but I gotta say, on this new material, because I spent so much time honing the parts, I don't think I'll be improvising much because I really like the parts that we wrote. And I really have to attribute all of that to the fact that we had the chance to use drum programming. So if you're apprehensive, hopefully this video, kind of sways you the other way. If you guys have any questions or want to talk about this, I'm happy to talk about it. I know a lot of other drummer friends who use drum programming as well to make sure their parts are right. So there's a lot of us out there. Ask questions. Don't just immediately put it down, because I think that there's some real benefits to it out there. So anyway, thanks for listening to me rant about drum programming, and I hope you guys have a good writing session or a good drumming session or a good drum programming session, whatever you're doing. But I will talk to you guys soon, and have a good day. See ya.